Don't be like that. I don't look anything like Doug Owens. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all for coming. I think that it's so important that we engage in the civic process and seemingly becoming less popular to do so. I'm Ash Hillis, and I'm standing for the Regional Council because I believe we have a very real opportunity to lay the right foundations for our region's future. I was raised here in Tauranga and I went to Aquinas College, and I think that it's important and it's a moral obligation to leave this region better than we found it. The Regional Council's role is often less visible than the City Council's, but it's no less important. Managing water sources, our harbour, our air, making rules that protect our health and our environment, and things that will touch the lives of our children, and their children to come. I'm firmly opposed to the managed sell down of the port shares, and I would just remind you for a moment that there was only 2 abstentions from the long-term plan that approved the managed sell down of the port shares. I won't name names, I'll let them reveal themselves in due course, but the rest of the incumbent councillors, might I add, approved the long-term plan that would see the sell down of those port shares. The port is a strategic asset that underpins our economy and our region's future. And those shares belong not just to us today, but to the people of tomorrow. And I'll fight to ensure that it stays in public hands so that we can ensure that the port runs in a way that continues to serve the people. It's also important to note too that Quayside Holdings provide so much dividends to keep our rates down with the Regional Council, as has already been said. It's worth noting too, ladies and gentlemen, that everything has been said already this evening, but not everyone has said it. I know that these are challenging and uncertain financial times, and that's why the Regional Council must invest wisely, ensuring that it meets its obligations, whilst also keeping the financial impact on you, the ratepayer, low. Every dollar that the Council spends must deliver true value, and every decision must weigh the needs of today against the legacy of tomorrow. Because the decisions we make today on water quality, on infrastructure, and on our environment will shape the lives of subsequent generations to come. I want to be part of a council that plans wisely and that honours the responsibility that it carries to the next generation. Protecting our harbour and keeping our water safe and breathing clean air are not just nice ideas, but these are non-negotiable. I don't come to you with a long list of titles. I come as someone who has lived here, someone who has worked here, struggled here, and someone who knows the value of determination and honesty. What I offer you, ladies and gentlemen, is energy, grit, and an ongoing and enduring commitment to this region, and to serve you and represent you with integrity and honesty for as long as you would ask of me. So I ask for your support today, ladies and gentlemen, not just for me as an individual, but for a vision of the Bay of Plenty that is stronger, healthier, more livable, and proud to pass on to the next generation. And please do not be disillusioned for a moment, ladies and gentlemen, that amalgamation will lead to a magic waving of the fiscal wand, and that all of a sudden we will cut a lot of the costs associated with our multi-layered local democracy. I think that the reduction of councils through the amalgamation will only erode our local democracy more and make our voice quieter. Please vote for me, Ash. Let's now get on to the question. So I've decided to answer question 1. Please comment on the idea to keep the annual increase in rates to equal or below the annual rate of inflation. So I think it's important to note already that the Regional Council cumulatively over the last 3 years has had some of the lowest rates rises in the country. And that's the sort of financial stewardship that I will continue to support. But it's also important to note, as I mentioned earlier, ladies and gentlemen, that a number of incumbent councillors did vote to sell down the port shares, and the port making up a large part of Quayside Holdings. I think that it's important that the council remains prudent in its spending, and By doing so, we can definitely maintain keeping rates below inflation, at or below inflation, over the coming years. Once again, a vote for me is a vote to ensure that we keep our port shares in local hands.